So I knew I told you I would come back and report. It has been almost a week. So last Saturday, I got on and said I was going to try a dating app because of y'all. I got on live and people were giving me some suggestions. I've never done a dating app before, and I got on, well, two. My one YouTube bestie, her husband, her name is Deanna Reese Williams. So if you want to follow her page, you can. But her husband said try Christian Mingle. Now they've been married almost 20 years. So they didn't have any clue, but they heard that that dating app was pretty good. So I got on Christian Mingle, right? Took the time to set everything up, and then it's a paid site. I don't have a problem with paying, but I have never done this before. And for a month to try it, it was $50. So first I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna like it. And second, I don't want to pay $50 for a month. So then another person that joined my life, they told me to try Hinge. And I was like, okay. So I looked up Hinge, read it. Then I had a friend that I used to work with. She was talking to me, and I told her I'm doing the whole dating series on YouTube, and she told me that she got on Hinge, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, girl, that's what I'm about to do. People said get on Hinge. So she got on Hinge. She found a relationship. They have a 9-month-old daughter together now. Then her friend, her girlfriend, found relationship. They are married now. And then her girlfriend's brother found a relationship off of Hinge, and he found his husband. So they are now married. So I'm like, okay. I had some positive feedback from people that actually tried it and had success with it. So I set up an account on Hinge. It's been almost a week now. Y'all, I think I'm doing it wrong, okay? Here's why. So I haven't had a terrible experience, but I don't know what I'm doing. So here's the first problem. Everybody that sends me a message or, likes a photo or whatnot, I feel obligated to say thank you or hello, thank you for commenting or liking my profile or something. And that is not the right thing to do, because if you're not interested in that person, you should not comment or reply. So I thought I was just being like polite. Like I really genuinely feel bad. Like if they're leaving me a message like, hey D, I love your picture, blah blah, my name is so and so. And so I've been commenting, and I'm just like, that's not the right thing to do. So my daughter is like, it's okay. If you're not interested, don't comment. Hey everybody, hi Stevie, thank you so much. Hey, what's going on? So I am talking, hey Deanna. So I'm talking about my experience. I joined my first dating app, which is Hinge, and it has been interesting. It's not bad. I am leery because they are all strangers. Stranger danger, right? But if you meet somebody out in public, they're still a stranger too. So I'm trying to get out of my head enough to give online dating a chance. And Deanna coming for people. Watermelon, even though I do enjoy watermelon. Watermelon, sir or ma'am, thank you for joining though. But Hinge has been, I do like also that Hinge has a feature where you can do a voice prompt, right? So you can pick a question or speak and answer that question, so the person has a a chance to hear what you sound like. And that for me is important, because I don't want anyone that sounds, I feel like sound is very important. And if you do not respond to the sound of your person's voice, or the person does their voice doesn't sound good to your ear, that's not going to make for a good relationship either. So I do appreciate the people that take the time to put their voice on there so you can listen to the voice prompt and you can say, oh, his voice doesn't sound good or her voice doesn't sound good. So far I've had some pretty positive contact. I spoke with one man on the phone. Now, the one man I did speak with on the phone, when he found out what I do for a living, he was more interested in that, which is why usually I'm wary of telling people what I do for a living, but I'm trying to be very open and honest and forthright up front because then I can weed through who's right and who isn't right. So when he found out I work in the entertainment industry, which I know it is a different job. I know not everybody, and I am very blessed and fortunate to be able to work on film and television. But then when they find that out, you hear all of their aspirations, all of their goals. They start asking questions about how they can do that exact same thing, or which I'm fine with. I always am willing to help people and answer their questions to the best of my ability. But when we are here and we are talking about getting to know each other, that's just not, it was a one-sided conversation. It was just him firing off questions. How do you become a producer? How do you do this? How do you do that? Well, I have a podcast. Am I doing this right? And so that didn't go too well. I think he knows it didn't go too well because I didn't respond after that. So I have not spoken to him. That was on Friday. Today is Sunday. So yeah, so he didn't go well. Now, the other thing that I have been grappling about, and I'm going to make a YouTube video about it, is that I have to set my age preferences too. But for right now, because the age is open, I have been getting some younger men, like a lot younger men, sending me messages. Now, here's the weird part. They have been very attentive, very communicative, which is a plus. But I'm thinking, like, how old is my oldest child versus this younger man? So I've been trying to say, okay, Dee, what are you looking for? Are you okay with dating someone younger, a lot younger? And if they are younger, like, what is the cap? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? And I know men don't really have this issue because men will date younger women. They probably love dating younger women. That's especially regarding the guy focused on the industry versus you. Yes, Deanna, he had a lot of he had a lot of questions. He wants to he just started a podcast. He wants to get into the industry and do television. And I am just, for him, I was just a means to an end, a wealth of information. So, and he said that's guys watch MILF Manor. I have never seen MILF Manor, but I feel like yes, that man does. And I asked him, I was like, have you always been interested in older women? And he said, yes, this is a 15-year age difference. And he said, if it doesn't bother you, he said, I've always, been attracted to older women. He said he finds that older women know what they want. I can't fault him on that. Entertainment, if you think, yes, women do age slower than men do. I did look that up. I have some notes down to do a future YouTube post because the life expectancy is longer for women. So if that's the case, in my mind, in girl math, if I date a younger man, we'll pretty much be the same age and then we can die at the same time, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I thought about that, Deanna, giving him my YouTube channel and letting him go and learn about producing, learn what it takes to be a writer and how to go about it. But then I'm like, do I want him to be stuck and stick around forever? Like I'm trying to figure out like how far to go with him, how, because I don't want to be. Oh, and then he did send me a message after we spoke, and he was like, even if we don't date, maybe you could just be my manager. And I was like, sir, absolutely not. No. There's a plus side to having a younger man. I do think that that may be true. I do think that there may be some plus sides. The- You're younger than your wife by 18 years. So do you guys have, does she have any hangups on your age, or do you find that you can't relate because of the age gap, or are you fine with it? Um, you said I don't manage people, Deanna. I was like, did this dude just ask me to manage him? And I told him, I said, sir, I'm pretty busy right now. I am working on 3 film projects. I don't have time to manage you. I can't do it. And yeah, I haven't heard back from that. So I forgot that part. Thank you for bringing that up, because he did. And people are opportunists, I find, and he saw me as an opportunity not to date, but to try to get him into the industry. And that's what, no, D is not going to go for that. No. um, it boils down to maturity and understanding and commitment. That is 1,000% right. Thank you for that comment, because even people that are older may, very older, don't have common sense or maturity. And we all know that common sense ain't common. So, oh, Charles is looking at you sideways. Tell Charles, listen, you've been married for almost 20 years, Deanna. So Charles is fine being 5 years older. Just make sure if he goes first, girl, just up his life insurance, okay? I'm just saying. But yeah, it does depend on the maturity of that person. I agree with you on that. Plus, how vibrant the older person is. I feel like I am a more vibrant person. I feel like I don't, just want to sit around and do nothing. I like to work out. I do certain things. Like, I want to be out. I don't want to just, sit around for the rest of my life. And I find that the older men that I have come in contact with, they kind of carry it like, oh, been there, done that type of thing. And I'm just like, no, there's an entire world out here to do anything your heart desires. Like, you're not done yet. So I do think it may be something to a younger, dating younger. I just have to, yeah, wrap my mind around it. I feel like Terry McMillan's book, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, because remember, she dated a man, ended up marrying a man 20 years younger. But then I think about people like Tina Turner, whose husband was 20 years her junior, and they married and had a wonderful time until she passed away. So now he's out here chilling, okay? 21 plus, and look for what you want and looking for. Thank you. Yes. I won't go, so I won't go as low as 21. We got to be up a little bit more. My son is 23. He'll be 24 this year. So I have to make it, for me, for justification, I have to make it make sense in my mind that they at least have to be older than my son, because he's going to look at me sideways. You say 35 is not that bad, Dion? 35. I could probably do 35 if he was a mature 35, and also if he did not want any children, or if he already has children, that would be better, because it ain't not, we're not, no, I'm not having any more, and no more babies for me. So I'm wary about that too. So the younger man that's been talking to me, I did ask him, does he have children? He said he doesn't. He said if God blesses him with children, he'll take it. He said, but if not, he's perfectly happy in life and perfectly happy being in a loving relationship. So, because, yeah, I'm not, you know, girl, ain't nothing, Deanna, nothing's coming out. Not no more babies. So my baby is about to be 17. So there won't be any more, no more children. But I also don't want to take that experience away from a man that does want children. So it's kind of like, a catch 22. If they are, if they are interested, you gotta be able to be okay with either already with the children you have, or I'm not having any. Um, he might be more established, Deanna. You're right. You're right. Men suffer bad relationships by 35, so date longer to understand there's history to make a future. Yes, I find that's a very good point. Around that age, that 35 to 40 age range, life kind of goes topsy turvy a little bit. If you have been if you've been in a relationship or something didn't work out, you know, men and women can become bitter, or you're paying child support and now you're supposed to be in this whole dating world again. So it's definitely prudent. I agree with you to really understand where they're coming from and see if you can be compatible enough to build a future. Because I have to be able to have someone that is okay with me having older children, and also be okay with my career, because I am around, actors, actresses, music artists. I'm around celebrities all the time, and I can't have someone that is insecure. Or because let me tell y'all something, the God's honest truth is that these celebrities out here are some of the most insecure people I have ever met in my life. I would not want that burden to be on me, because for them it's about how they look, how they're only as good as their current project. No one remembers you. You have to stay relevant. And that pressure that they have constantly to be out there, putting themselves out there, and it's based on looks. So when you're starting to age in the entertainment industry, you have to constantly figure out how to reinvent yourself and be noticed again. So don't ever, for those of y'all thinking about, celebrities have it so wonderfully, the fame, yes, the financial aspects, not all of them have money. That's another myth. But, sometimes it's really, really hard for them to be secure in themselves. So I need somebody that understands that aspect of it, that, the grass ain't always greener, honey bunny. So let's focus on what we have and what we can build. And even though, I'm with this person working, but it's his job to be in the gym twice a day, 6 days a week. Other people, we have whole lives to live. And so I need somebody that's secure in that. Yes, they need to be confident, Deanna. Yes. So would I be willing to date somebody outside of where I live? Yes. Like bi-coastal relationship? Absolutely. I feel like there could be somebody right down the street. Honey, if you don't want to see them or make it work, you even in walking distance. I have you know what, I can't say certain things in case certain people watch, but there are people you could be around the block from a person that you're dating and feel farther away and disconnected to somebody that is on the opposite coast. I feel like life is what you make it. I feel like if one person, so for me, I am flexible because my kids are older. Next year my daughter graduates, so she and I can go anywhere. She can go where she wants, she can come with me where I go. So now I'm not tied to any one location anymore. When my children were smaller, it was different because they had school, they had routines, sports, all the things, all the extracurriculars. But now, I've got one adult son, and he lives on West Coast, so he's not even home. But yeah, but now I have one that's getting ready to finish. She's on the cusp of adulthood. So I am freed up. So now I am going into my second act. And, I'll always be a mom, but now I don't have to be the mom that is there picking up, dropping off, carpooling the friends because she'll be of age, she'll be able to drive, she'll have her own life. So I am really looking forward to that aspect of my life, this next phase of my life. So for me, I can be more focused on career. I can be more focused on relationship because I won't lie, when the kids were younger, it was really, really hard because you have to, split your time and there's really no choice. If my children needed something, there's no choice. Or if I got invited to a date and my a kid or kids were sick or something came up, then there was, I'm gonna pick them. My dog is hitting my phone. Lay down, doggy, lay down. But yeah, there's no choice in that. So now I'm able to, as the Southwest says, move about the cabin freely. So yeah, that empty, yes, Deanna, you know what that empty nest feels like. So absolutely. Yeah, boundaries come in, make them clear. Absolutely. Yes, thank you for that comment. Boundaries are mega important, and you have to know. I believe you teach people how to treat you. So I am always going to come in authentically myself. I am always going to be upfront, tell you exactly what it is, how I desire it to be. I'm going to listen to you and what your desires are. And if we can make that match and come together and there be a good, mature compromise, I'm all for it. I don't have any other complaints other than that. If I have somebody that's willing to try and put in the same amount of effort that I'm willing to put in, then I see that as success. Yes, the Empty Nester Club. Thank you. I am glad to join it. Even though I don't really think I will be an empty nester because my daughter, I don't know. I think she'll be living with me till she's 30. I don't know. She says she's not, but we're going to see. Boundaries were my first date. Okay. So you set up your boundaries on the first date. I got it, sir. Okay. I'm tracking. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So I do need to possibly make a list. I feel like I need a spreadsheet for this dating because when different men come and leave messages and we're having a conversation, I don't want to mess up and say, oh, how was, the birthday party you went to, and be like, oh, that wasn't you, was it? So Deanna, I probably need your help with this because you are like the chart planner. I need to make I need to make a little spreadsheet so I can make little notations to really see, really assess how I feel about each person. Yeah, I need to go through that. I need to see now, and some of the men, I feel like they look like they weigh less than I do, and that is a deal breaker for me. Like, I have to see, like, I don't know. Yes, he is giving great advice, Deanna, but I need to definitely consider making a spreadsheet and seeing what I can list, and that way kind of keep it, because I am taking this seriously and I am gonna, bring you guys along with me on this journey. Yes, and a planner. Thank you, Deanna. Yes, I know you're on it. So I need a way to keep all this system, put the system together and see. So I want to make sure I'm clear on each man's, because I am making sure that I date and not just grab the first guy that comes along. I want to make sure that it is someone compatible. I know Charles is cracking up about me. Listen, I know my brother is over there laughing. It's okay, Charles. You can laugh at me. I said what I said. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on it. You gonna have to have a little strength, okay? I am a black woman. I got hips, I got butt. Like, we gonna have to have a little. If you can't, like, I don't want you to have to drag me. If I faint somewhere, God forbid, I don't want you to have to drag me across the floor. You done scuffed up my J's. You done got my pants dirty. I'm full of germs. Like, I need somebody that's going to be able to help lift me up, okay? So if you are, and that's another thing, my ex-husband is my height. I married a short king the first go round because, I didn't have a preference. But now, older, you're going to have to, it's going to have to be a little something. We love. So this is fun watching the dating. Is that what I feel like I'm a dating show? Yeah, I definitely. And here's another thing too. I have to assess because I only have gone out with one man outside of my race when I was young, like teenager young. Listen, don't mess up my J's. I have a pair of pink and blue patent leather J's. I am in love with those. So when I wear those shoes, they are my favorites. Don't mess up my don't mess them up. Just don't do it. If something goes down and I'm wearing those shoes or I'm carrying my favorite Coach bag, mm-mm, don't mess up my stuff. No, no. But yeah, but there's so I am also considering how I feel dating outside my race, whether I am open to love, period. And I think I am interested in having being with somebody with shared experience, but I think I'm more interested in having that person, and having him treat me properly. I have 5 rules to a first date. Rule number 1, engaging conversation. Perfect. Yes. Rule 2, lay out the playing field on even grounds. Yes, all this wisdom and advice. I love you. You are exactly correct. That's exactly how I feel. Like if you bore me, because let's face it, at the end of the day, as we age, as we get to know each other, we are not going to be having sex 24/7. Okay. Let's just, whatever our brains are thinking, it's not going to happen. But the fastest way to lose me is if you do not have engaging conversation. If you cannot stimulate my mind intellectually, if I feel like I cannot learn one thing from you, then I'm not interested. I'm bored. I Cuz looks are going to fade over time. I can put on makeup to my heart's content, but as much as I don't want it to happen, I might have a few sags and bags here. I will use duct tape when I have to lift whatever needs lifting, but when it's time to go to bed, the real, everything's going to come out. So you have to find that person's intellect and their inner self attractive. You're not going to have sags and bags. You're going to be snatched. Yes, hunty. I am going to be snatched because I'm snatched now and I know I don't look my age. We're close to the restaurant, but I think it's going to keep dropping gems. D, I'll catch you on the gram. Okay, Deanna, y'all have brunch and have a lovely brunch. Tell me how it is. Take some pictures, some footage so you can do a little brunch video, sis. All right, because we never get to see. You always forget. So take some footage. Yes, thank you, Lake. I am going to be snatched. Depends on belief. True looks from one's heart. Yes, true looks are from the heart. You're absolutely correct. And because I have met some of the most beautiful people that are so ugly on the inside that it makes them ugly. And I do believe that beauty is definitely from within. And then I've encountered people that I'm like, oh yeah, they look okay. And then you talk to them or you see them in their true passion and they just blossom and they turn into incredibly gorgeous people. So I think, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I do believe that the inside is definitely more important than the outside. Because again, at the end of the day, it is when my heart sings for you. So that is my internal feeling for you. I feel like your soul should be able to meet and connect another soul. So, that's why I said I'm open to dating any race because it's the soul of the person. And who knows what God will bless you with. So I am open to all those blessings. Oh, yes. You're white and your wife is Hispanic. I know that's right. And that's what I mean. It's the inside of the person. It is who your heart is connected to, who your soul feels comfortable with, and who your soul finds beauty in, no matter what that person is or who that person is. So I agree with you. Thank you for joining the live today, because you have been dropping, definitely, like Deanna said, major gems. And I am definitely feeling good about my quest. You know, the word says that he who finds a wife findeth a good thing. So I am ready to be that good thing, and I definitely think that it is coming my way. So I'm ready to receive all blessings. So I'm excited to bring everybody along with me too. I'm going to try to set a definitive time and day of the week that I do these lives. Oh, you got when you're with your wife and you were 22, so you were young, okay, and you just knew. You saw her and you just knew that she was the one for you, because 22 is really young. My son is 23, and he's not dated seriously yet. He's dating, but he hasn't gotten someone seriously yet. You're 30 and right away after the first date. That is beautiful. Blessings to you and your wife. I wish you nothing but abundant happiness and joy. That is awesome. I love to hear stories like that, because I know true love does exist. I'm not one of those women that are down on men or think, love doesn't happen. I definitely know that it does. So that is great. I cannot believe I did not intend to be on here this long. I'm so happy that you guys joined me today. No marriage is perfect. Key to talk. Yes, communication is always key. It is your first and foremost. Definitely, you have to communicate. I feel like that is the foundation of a relationship. So I'm so happy to hear that. So I'm going to start posting like times when I know I'm going to be able to go live. I'm going to carve out in my schedule definite times, because I love having these conversations with you guys. And I love taking you on this journey with me, because you're opening, just like, you're giving me wisdom and things that I may not have thought of, and that I need to be thinking and getting my mind prepared to think about. So I appreciate you today. But I have to make an errand. It is Sunday. I have to take my daughter. We have to run and do a couple errands before it gets too late. And then I'm coming back to watch this show on Hulu called Paradise. I am watching it well, one, I love Sterling K. Brown as an actor. Two, I'm watching it as research for a project I'm working on. So, so I have to kind of study the show. But three, it has been really, really good. I've only watched 2 episodes, but I'm coming back to watch Hulu, Paradise on Hulu, and I'm going to work on my spreadsheet so I can organize and start jotting down notes as I'm talking to these men, so I can know who's more compatible and what we're going to do to go forward. So yes, that is all I have for you today. But thank you so much for joining. Enjoy your day. But whatever you do, please don't forget to let the day enjoy you on purpose. I will see you next time. And I'll try to give you guys a heads up, and we'll try to get a definite day and time going for this. All right. All right. Thank you. Bye.